Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Before I begin, don't forget to join my new Discord server called Luke 10's Hangar. I plan on joining weekly, so if anybody wants to fly together, we can make that happen. My Discord server is linked down in the description below. Today I'll be flying the Yakovlev Yak-9K. The Yak-9K was a Soviet fighter aircraft developed during World War II based on the earlier Yak-9 design. The Yak-9 was introduced in 1942 as a lightweight, highly maneuverable fighter evolving from the Yak-1. It was designed by Alexander Yakovlev to counter German aircraft effectively. The Yak-9 had several variants, including the Yak-9B, the B standing for bomber, Yak-9D, which is long range, and the Yak-9K, which was designed specifically for ground attack and air superiority roles. The Yak-9K was armed with one 50 caliber machine gun and a powerful 45mm cannon, providing it with significant firepower against both enemy aircraft and ground targets. This was a notable enhancement compared to the standard 20mm cannon used in other Yak-9 variants. The Yak-9K served primarily on the Eastern Front, where its combination of speed, agility, and firepower made it a formidable opponent. It excelled in dogfights and was effective against German bombers and ground vehicles. Many skilled Soviet pilots flew the Yak-9K, contributing to its reputation. The aircraft's performance in combat situations allowed Soviet forces to gain air superiority in several key battles, including the Battle of Berlin. The Yak-9K, like other variants of the Yak-9, played a crucial role in the Soviet air campaign. Its development reflected the evolving needs of the Red Army as they adapted to the tactics and technologies used by the German forces. After World War II, the Yak-9K was eventually phased out as newer jet fighters became available. The Yak-9K remains a symbol of Soviet aviation prowess during World War II and is often commemorated in films, literature, and aviation museums. The Yak-9K stands out as an important fighter in the Soviet arsenal during World War II, known for its firepower, agility, and effectiveness in combat. Its legacy continues to be remembered in aviation history as a key player in the air battles that shaped the outcome of the war in Europe. That's all for the history lesson. I hope you enjoy the combat. Now I'm in the game and I'm just trying to climb as high as I can so I can boom and zoom some people. The Yak-9K has alright performance, it's got an alright climb rate and alright speed, and some pretty good maneuverability. Overall to Yak, it's going to be pretty good. You've also got a 45mm cannon up front, it's going to do a ton of damage if you can hit your shots. Other than that, I see a wyvern below me, but I'm not going to dive for him because two of my allies are already on him. I don't want to lose all my altitude this early on in the game for somebody that's just going to outrun me. I see it way too often where people will lose all of their altitude for one kill super early on in the game, or just overall whenever there's somebody above them. It's not smart. If you see that somebody's above you and you're just trying to dive, all you're giving them is just a better position to boom and zoom you. Of course, when I say that you're giving them the better position if you dive, I'm talking about when you're diving to an enemy that you don't need to dive for. If you're trying to get up to somebody and you know that you're not able to, you could probably try to side climb. Mainly what I'm saying is that you just have to always be looking around you, being aware of all your surroundings. You never know how many people are going to be above you and who's invisible. Mainly I've just been side climbing this whole game. I'm just trying to keep myself away from all this chaos in the middle. I just want to see where my team's at. When I say I want to know where my team's at, I mean I don't want to be in a 1v5. If I can get to my teammates, I definitely want to. First, that starts with making sure the wyvern doesn't try to dive on me. The wyvern is a lot faster than me, and he has an air brake. I know that I'll be able to outmaneuver him if he does dive on me, so I'm not too worried about him right now. I just have to make sure that I'm always keeping my eyes on him. After I'm done side climbing, I'm just going to turn in towards the middle of the map. I know that I'm going to be above most people. That's why I side climb. I want to be above most people so I can boom and zoom. All I have to do is just play to my strengths to win. I'm a Yak, I'm pretty much good at everything. I see an XP50 right now going for my Yak-3. I'm going to try to help my ally out and dive on the XP50, but before I do that, I'm going to always look around me, being aware of all my surroundings. As this XP50 turns in below me, I'm just going to fire the cannonball at him. Just like that, I rip his wing off and I get the kill. I'm just going to climb back up to altitude, and I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. The amount of recoil that this 45mm has is insane. It is still going to be pretty hard to aim though. I have my eye on 3 enemies below me. I'm going to dive on them, but before I do that, I'm going to always look around me, being aware of all my surroundings. I'm really not worried about 2 of them. The Brigand and the B-25 are both bombers. I know that my ally Yak-3 won't have a problem with outmaneuvering them, so I'm just going to go for the more important target, which is the XP-50. Clearly this XP-50 is not looking around and being aware of all of his surroundings. He goes vertical for me, loses all of his energy. I fire at him there and take him out. Right after I get that kill, that Brigand comes head on with all of us. I'm going to go vertical here using all the speed and energy I just gained in the dive to boom and zoom again. I see 2 strike aircraft below me. I'm going to start the dive on the Brigand, and I'm going to look in front of me, always being aware of all my surroundings. Right before I'm about to commit to kill the Brigand, this B-25 comes straight in front of my nose. I'm going to kill him now. I fire at him a couple times here to try to get a nice shot off on him with the 45mm cannon. I set him on fire, and of course I don't get severe damage, so my I-185 teammate steals him. And then after that, I'm going to look to my right, and I see a wyvern that's flying away from me. I'm going to climb here. I want to make sure that I stay above this guy. Now the Wyvern's definitely going to be able to outrun me, but I'm going to be above him, so I want to make sure that I can try to boom and zoom him if he comes back towards me. I just absolutely need to make sure that this guy doesn't try to climb up to me. He's a ton faster than I am, and he's got a climb rate that's so much better than mine. If he gets up to me, I'm probably going to be screwed. The one thing that I can use against him is my maneuverability. I'm a lot more maneuverable than he is. But overall, I'm going to break left here because I know that he's going back to his airfield. I'm not going to follow him because I know that my teammates need some help out in the middle of the map. Our tickets are slowly but surely going down because of these enemy aircraft that are killing the ground targets. I need to make sure that I exterminate them. Thankfully, I have a huge cannon that's power equates to pretty much an aircraft being thrown at you. I'm going to try to take the Wyvern out. Right now I'm just trying to sneak up on this Wyvern. It doesn't even look like he knows that I'm even behind him. I take a shot at the Wyvern right here. It's probably a little farther out than I would have liked to. He starts turning in towards me, which is totally fine. I get severe damage and I rip his wing off. And then immediately after that kill, I'm going to climb back up to altitude and I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. Unfortunately, we're losing off tickets pretty badly, but thankfully my teammates understand that, and they're starting to kill ground, which I applaud them for. The reasons why I'm not trying to ground pound right now is because 1, I do not trust my teammates to not go and kill themselves by the enemy airfield, and 2, I have very limited ammo. I know that these 2 enemy aircraft are going to take off any second now. I just want to provide some air cover for my teammates. We're really coming down to the wire here on tickets, so I'm going to congratulate my teammates on killing these ground targets. I want to make sure that they keep doing what they're doing, and then I see this P-61 that's going head-on with this FW-190. I'm going to dive down to help the FW-190 out. I look at the tickets as I'm diving. I realize that is probably over for us, and of course we lose off tickets. My teammates were actually doing a really good job with killing these ground targets, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my video. If anybody has any suggestions on what aircraft they want me to fly next, please leave it in the comment section down below and I'd be happy to fly that aircraft.